Online platforms offer children opportunities to learn, create, and communicate, but they can also expose children to grave harms. Almost all parents today struggle with permitting their children to use and benefit from new technology because the horror stories are real. The bills before us are meant to give parents more control and assurance that their vulnerable children won't be exposed to the worst possible elements of social media and AI chatbots. Before I turn to today's legislation, I want to take a moment to recognize the parent advocates who are here. As the father of 2 teenage girls, nothing is more important to me than knowing that my daughters are protected from dangers that exist online and elsewhere. Thank you for your tireless advocacy. Thank you. Your work is making the internet a safer place for every family across the country, and you're fighting for the kids and grandkids of all of us. Our first bill, the Screen Act, introduced by Senator Lee with Senators Banks and Curtis, would protect children from explicit pornography by requiring such websites to identify and block access to minors. A substantially similar bill passed the House with bipartisan support, and the Supreme Court upheld a similar Texas age verification law last year. The second bill, Senator Blackburn's Kids Online Safety Act, introduced with Senator Blumenthal, would set guardrails for online platforms used by minors, including social media, online video games, messaging apps, and video streamers. With 75 co-sponsors, many of whom are on this committee, and a 91-3 Senate vote last Congress, KOSA represents a major effort to protect children online, and I thank Senator Blackburn for her tireless work advancing it. Turning to artificial intelligence, the Chatbot Act, which I introduced with Senators Schatz, Schiff, and Curtis, would put parents in charge of how children use AI chatbots. The bill would require family accounts that ensure parents can oversee their child's activity. It would require parental consent before a teen could create an account and place the most protective design settings on teen accounts by default. It would also require AI companies to make reasonable efforts at stopping chatbots from presenting obscene material or facilitating suicidal ideation to minors. AI companies would be required to refer suicidal children and teens to the appropriate crisis resources, and when a child or teen is connected to a family account, to notify their parents. Senator Markey's Youth AI Privacy Act would help ensure that minors can benefit from AI chatbots without sacrificing their privacy or being shaped by systems that retain too much information about them. The bill would prohibit advertising to minors on chatbots and address how long a chatbot may retain and use memory from a minor's interactions. These limits would help prevent chatbots from accumulating sensitive information about children. Lastly, we have the Children's Artificial Intelligence Toy Safety Act, introduced by Senators Duckworth and Murkowski. The bill directs the National Academy of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine to conduct a study on the risks of injury to children from AI-enabled toys. It requires the Federal Trade Commission and the Consumer Product Safety Commission to create a joint action plan with recommendations for legislation, regulations, guidelines, standards, and education relating to the sale and marketing of AI-enabled toys. Before I conclude, I want to recognize a few exceptional staff members whose dedication often goes unnoticed. First, Stephanie Liu, who has served as a staff assistant on the Commerce Committee for 23 years. She has worked alongside nearly every Republican and Democrat staff member to serve on this committee. Stephanie has become a familiar face throughout the Capitol complex and a trusted friend to many. Just yesterday, Senator Cantwell and I had the privilege of recognizing her 20 years of Senate service, a remarkable milestone that reflects unwavering dedication to this committee and the institution she serves. Congratulations, Stephanie. I also want to recognize Lila Helms, the Minority Staff Director. Her leadership has helped this committee advance numerous bipartisan reauthorization bills this summer, including the Weather Act and the NASA authorization. We've also worked together in conference rooms for hours upon hours, especially upon college sports. She has more than once wanted to kill me. She has even more frequently wanted to kill Brad Grants. And we have discovered that Cuban coffee solves almost every problem that exists on planet Earth. Lila, thank you for your partnership, and yesterday we recognized you for an extraordinary 30 years of federal service in the Senate. I did not know that you were hired at age 10, but it is remarkable and it has benefited America, so thank you. Lastly, I'd like to recognize Paul Lasik, Deputy Policy Director for Surface Transportation. Today is Paul's last day on my staff after 13 years of dedicated service to the Senate. Throughout his tenure, he has been instrumental in shepherding key priorities, including PHMSA reauthorization and legislation affecting international bridges in Texas. Paul, your expertise, steady leadership, and deep institutional knowledge has been invaluable, not only to my office, but to this committee as well. And you have worked with members of this committee on both sides for a long time. You will be greatly missed, and I wish you great success in your next chapter. Thank you, Paul. And with that, I recognize Ranking Member Cantwell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and sorry to be late to the hearing, but the state of Washington is facing historic fires. In fact, we are the highest risk fires in the nation and the highest resource, and we were on a call with the various Ag Secretary, DOI, and many people trying to get a plan for continuing to address the wildfires in Spokane and throughout Washington state. So again, sorry for being late to this very important hearing. I too want to thank Stephanie Liu for her great service. It was great to give her a pin. I didn't realize you got like, it almost looks like our little congressional pin. So I don't know if that.
I'm expecting Lila to go on the floor and start voting.
So I so appreciate her hard work over these many years and her many stories about various chairmen of this committee, and certainly remembering the various assets and resources that it takes to make this committee function. So want to basically thank Stephanie for that and for her leadership. And definitely there are no words to describe the invaluable contributions of Lila Helms. In fact, I threatened to have a picture, Lila, of you with every chairman and ranking member, but I don't know if we've produced those yet. So we'll have to save those for a future markup. But Lila, coming back from the private sector, having served here for many, many